Running people over in a fire truck has never been so fun. Hello there guys, I'm Squawker and welcome to my review of Simpsons Hit and Run. Since this is the first review I am doing on my channel, I will do a brief explanation of how I'm going to do this. I am marking each game out of a total of 100 points, which is split into 5 categories worth 20 points each. The categories I have chosen may seem a bit cliche, but they were all I could think of, and hey, no one's perfect. The categories that I am looking at then are graphics, gameplay, soundtrack, replayability, and story. Anyway, let's get this review started. It's time to review The Simpsons Hit and Run. The graphics of The Simpsons Hit and Run will be judged to be somewhat mediocre today, but when this game was made, the graphics were considered to be very good. And this was also my first PlayStation 2 game, and before then I was playing on a Sega Genesis, so the jump from a 2D side-scroller like Sonic the Hedgehog to a fully 3D free roaming game was pretty big. Nevertheless, I could still believe that the game has good graphics even today, and they are very fitting to the atmosphere of the game, which is based on a cartoon. So you wouldn't expect really realistic graphics, and out of all my PlayStation 2 games, it's like one of the very high ranking ones if I was to order them in terms of graphics. In all my playthroughs, I have also never experienced stuff like popping textures or graphical glitch outs, which garners a few more marks for this category. If I was to make one complaint about the graphics though, I'd say it was the cutscenes that are the problem. It's like the worst part of like the rich graphical experience, such as in an episode of The Simpsons when Homer said salad is the worst part of dinner. I feel that the people who made this game should have used like the 2D cutscenes like as if we were watching a snippet from an actual Simpsons episode. But then again, the game was made many years ago, so it's a bit late to make a suggestion of how to change the game, but I'm just putting it out there. Anyway, this complaint actually does go away when this game has the ability to animate a car that turns invisible when you drive it. That's just cool! Out of a possible 20, I give The Simpsons Hit and Run an 18 out of 20 for its graphics. Gameplay is very simple in this game, yet it's not boring. The main bulk of the gameplay is split into two parts. The part where you're on foot and exploring other people's gardens and buildings where you equip yourself with new outfits, and the driving part where you guess it, drive badly. The controls are dead simple and you will have them learned within 5 or 10 minutes, and the tutorial is helpful for first time players, so if it's your first time, don't skip it. To progress through the story, you need to complete missions. Each level will have 7 missions, and the general rule of the game is each level is harder than the last, which is flawless logic in gaming, especially considering that the difficulty jump for each level is mischievously small, so it actually all adds up. So when you're in level 7, you'll be thinking, God, I wish this was the easiest level 1, that is absolute, well, that's just a walk in the park. The the missions themselves are mainly driving missions. A few missions involve some footwork, but not many, which is a slight disappointment because I like the foot missions more than the driving missions. They're like a treat. And the controls actually do control so smoothly and quite a bit better than the cars. And there is this one platforming mission near the end of the game, but I'm not going to spoil it, but it's awesome. I have no other gameplay complaints that spring to mind, but sometimes the driving controls can be a little bit sluggish, but with time and patience you can overcome it. I believe this game strikes the perfect balance between easy and hard, where we're just engaged and we're not having a tantrum. So the gameplay for this game scores a very good 19 out of 20. I'm not sure why I picked up this topic, so just go with it. Simpsons Hit and Run has a very good soundtrack and it's split into roughly 4 sections. First, there's the music that plays when you're on foot. It's often just random music that plays every now and then, and what I like is how this music actually links to the character you're playing as. So, for example, when you're playing as Homer, you may hear this. And when you're playing as Apu, you might hear... The second part is the driving music, and this is the music I don't like. I find it very repetitive, especially when I free roam in my car for extended periods of times. It's the only driving music I really like is Apu's, because for some reason it's lots of small pieces played in a random order. I kind of wish the other levels had driving music like this, but oh well, the music itself isn't bad, but I wish there was more of it, like it was longer, but we can't have everything, can't we? The third part is the good part, mission music. Look, it's awesome, okay? I don't even want to criticise it. Yeah, some of it's recycled across different missions, but that's the guy's fault. It's like, the guys who made this game, they just thought, hey, this music's cool, we should recycle it, but we'll do it sparingly so it doesn't become repetitive and boring. Good guy, game creators. I'll also say my favourite music is the music from some of the Professor Frink missions you do. Here is a short section. Awesome. The final part of this segment is race music. It's pretty good. It's music that makes you want to race. Simple as. As for speech and dialogue, all the characters are voiced by their voice actors from the show, which already gets big marks because, you know, it's kind of disappointing when you play a TV or movie-based game and the guy has a totally different voice that sounds nothing like how he sounded on the screen. And there are a wide selection of witty comments that your characters will come out with as they respond to different situations, like crashing your car or picking up a screwdriver, or when you lose a race.
Marge, you're just like your vacuum cleaner. You suck.
There also, you will probably hear all the jokes within one playthrough, and all the comments through one playthrough, but some of them just don't lose their funny. The jokes are good, they're good, but they're not amazing. I give the audio and soundtrack of the game a 14 out of 10. It seems a bit odd that I left so late into the review, but it's my review, so yeah. The story has been written by the actual writers who work on the show, and this was made in the late heyday of the show, in which, in the opinion of some fans who hate the new episodes for some reason. I personally like a lot of the new episodes, but that's another matter, and if you want to show your hate, well, go for it. The basic story is Springfield has been infested with evil wasp cameras, but no one can be bothered doing anything about them until the Simpson family is quickly caught up in a chain of mysterious events which all build up to the solving of the mystery. The story is pretty solid. There are one or two plot holes if you have a good think about the story, but the ending is good and it makes finishing the game all worth the effort. I give the story of this game a rating of 14 out of 20. There is more to this game than the story, and you will be spending a good few hours trying to achieve 100% completion on this game. There are costumes to buy, cars to buy and unlock, secrets to find. There is even an additional bonus game mode which you can unlock when you find all the collector cards in a level. Oh, and there are a total of 70 collector cards to find, which are all very cleverly hidden. Trying to find them without the help of the internet like I did, and is really part of the fun. The bonus game itself is very fun, and it's also multiplayer, so you can challenge your friends. There's no internet multiplayer, but get a few friends around and you can have a good few minutes of fun, I guess. So the bonus game does add a bit more replayability. It's basically a top-down racer, which is fun if you're good at it. I wasn't very good at it. The game worlds are reasonably big. There are 4 different worlds to explore, and each level has their own secret area to discover. So get exploring, they're worth finding, and there's always a little surprise or a little gag. Also, there are tons of cars in the game. Some are gifted to you, you may have to buy some, others you have to unlock. It's quite fun to replay some of the missions and races in different cars and see how the results vary. It's fun to experiment in games. If you don't want to do that, why not borrow a random civilian car? You can see how this game is sort of like a kid-friendly version of GTA. Through this I will show you. Scumbag Nico Bellic here would like a car from a random civilian. Basically, when he wants to acquire a car, he'd do this.
You're getting carjacked.
While polite Homer Simpson would do this if he would like to lift off a civilian. There isn't a great deal of violence in the game. You can kick people, which is sort of fun for a while, but the police quickly stop you. And of course, in GTA, Scumbag Nico would just do this. There are also 3 different races in every level. Winning all the races will give you a new car. The races are pretty fun, and since this is one of the few games where you could just be racing an ambulance, which is pretty fun, and the AI is pretty good, and you really need to have a plan if you want to win, or just keep trying until you get lucky. Each level has a bonus mission, and these missions are always fun. They don't progress you in the story, but you get a free car as a reward, so they are worth doing. Sadly, these missions are not replayable, which is a genuine shame, because all of them, they were so fun to do. Even if you reach 100% completion in this game, why not just start again? Make up your own missions. Yeah, the possibilities are pretty endless. The biggest complaint I have for replayability, though, is the lack of a clear enemy. Yes, there are 140 wasp cameras to find and destroy, and yes, they sort of fight back, but they die too easy, and once they're gone, you're gone. Police chases are just plain annoying in my opinion. They tend to start at the worst possible moments when I'm playing. The replayability of this game gets a score of 18 out of 20. Before I add up the total score, I would like to say thank you for watching my first game review, and I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope to do a few more in the future, but for the moment, Let's Plays are my priority. If you'd like to watch my Let's Play of the Simpsons Hit and Run, please click the link in the description. Thank you and goodbye.